Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. As you see right here, Brian Danielson, whatever he wants to call himself, will address his situation with the Forbidden Door. Yes, what's going on with Daniel Bryan, the latest? A lot of people are talking about rumors in the window about what's going on with Daniel Bryan and what's going on. Plus, too, speaking of Daniel Bryan, his tag team partner John Moxley will be in action in the main event. He'll team up with Horacio Taxio to take on Chris Jericho and Lance Archer, as well as a huge six-man tag team match, as Will Ospreay in the Aussie Open goes against Orange Cassidy and Vampongi Vice. And Maria Severa takes on Tony Storm in a women's division match, as well as Penta Black goes against Malachi Black in the qualifying match for the All Atlantic Championship, as well as Christian Cage. We'll hear from Christian on why he did what he did, and it was despicable what Christian did to Jungle Boy, leaving Jungle Boy out laying in the middle of the ring. Ooh, real despicable. We'll get to this as the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now for the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the AEW Dynamite Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show here on YouTube, on Connect TV. And we thank you for watching. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We got a lot to get to. The AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We're kicking it off right now. And we're going to kick it off with a banger. As you hear from Daniel Bryan on what's going on with him, the latest status of him, not of him dressing Forbidden Door in blood and guts. As you can see right here, as you can see, Daniel Bryan was in the middle of the ring addressing what was going on with him. A lot of people were talking about he had a concussion or something, that what's going on, his injury that he was keeping private. He said he wanted to keep it to himself, and he did. Daniel Bryan issued the challenge that he wanted to go against. Well, a lot of people wanted him to go against Zack Sabre Jr. Now, many of you may not know who Zack Sabre Jr. is, but I do. Zack Sabre Jr. is a heck of a wrestler. When Daniel Bryan wasn't competing, Zack Sabre Jr. won the Daniel Bryan Award for PW Insider. So Daniel Bryan wanted to know if he can hang with Zack Sabre Jr. And Zack Sabre Jr. We was gonna see that, but Daniel Bryan said it will happen eventually one day between him and Zack Sabre Jr. And Zack Sabre Jr. is that a technical wrestler, a technical wizard. He reminds me of William Regal in a way, with that hard, rough style, roughneck, um, or orthodox style. Daniel Bryan said that when he get clear, he wants to wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. And we might see that happen eventually. And it was that, but we'll see going forward in that. Also, too, um, we heard from Christian, where we talked about Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan with his situation, but everybody wanted to hear from the man of the hour with Christian Cage on why he did what he did last week, costing, thinking that him and Jungle Boy were cool, but at the end, he betrayed Jungle Boy and turned his back on Jungle Boy, leaving Jungle Boy laying with his family and stuff. But I mean, Jungle Boy, haven't heard from him. Christian explained his actions on why he did what he did and why he wanted to leave it out. Christian saying that he wasn't no father figure for Jungle Boy. The Christian figured that Jungle Boy was that the weak link of the team. And Christian tried to put out like he wasn't being a father figure to Jungle Boy. That Jungle Boy's father, who the great Luke Perry from 902 Beverly Hills 91210, failed Jungle Boy and embarrassed Jungle Boy, which that was kind of wrong and sick. Well, the Luchasaurus came out there to try to put his hands on Christian. But Christian talked to Luchasaurus and said something to Luchasaurus' ear about Marco's stunt. And Christian might have something over Luchasaurus to do his dirty deed. So we don't know what's going on with that. And we just have to wait and see on how this is all going to play out eventually. Also, too, the All Atlantic Championship qualifying match. Penta goes against Malachi Black in a qualifying match. Who advances to the All Atlantic Championship match? Well, we saw it, and Penta did give a good, strong performance, but Malachi Black won the match. And now it'll be Pac, Penta, and Rusev. They all compete for the championship. We'll see in the All Land Championship how that's gonna play out. It's like a mid card title. Well, speaking of that, we got the debut of Okada, the Rainmaker. Okada making his appearance in AEW for the first time. Okada stepping foot in AEW. Okada making it known that he wants the championship one way or another. He wants to take the title. He wants his IWGP Heavyweight Championship back. But it just didn't pan out. But Okada had that stare down with Hangman Page. We know Hangman Page was long and desiring to get a match with Okada. Now we just know that it will happen, but it will happen at Forbidden Door. You'll see this Okada, Heyman Page, and Jay White and Adam Cole in a fatal four-way or four-way dance, they like to call it, for the IWGP Championship. Who's gonna leave Chicago Forbidden Door as walk in as IWGP? Will Jay White still walk in as IWGP champion, or will we see a new champion be crowned this Sunday? It was an amazing ovation for Okada. We got the standing ovation. Good for Okada. Also, too, Silas Young made his debut. Silas Young went against Heyman Page, and he lost to Heyman Page as well. So Silas Young lost to him, but impressive debut. I think Silas Young was trying to, you know how that go. He's trying to get him audition for his title. So Silas Young auditioning for, you know what? So there's a lot of New Japan stars out there about that. Sorry about that. Orange Cassidy teamed up with his team, Roppongi Vice, to take on Will Ospreay and the Aussie Open. Orange Cassidy will go against them, go against Will Ospreay this Sunday on pay-per-view at Forbidden Door. Didn't come up short, but you know how that went, and we'll just have to wait and see on that one. So, also to the Young Bucks spoke. The Young Bucks spoke about winning the championship last week from Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. You could have just said with the help of Christian, how the Christian played. The Young Bucks are now the tag team champions once again for a third time, for the second time, being the first to win the AEW tag team titles twice. So I can see FTR taking the belts, and FTR be the ones to take the belts from the Bucks in the match. So I can see that going down. Also, too, Thunder Rosa. She had a problem with Tony Storm. Well, Tony Storm went against Maria Mashura in the match. Maria did come a little bit short, but Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa will meet for the women's championship at Forbidden Door. That should be a good match, but who knows how they're gonna even play out. Also, too, we can tell you that the main event was Y2J, what was the Wizard, Chris Jericho, Tino, and Lance Archer take on John Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Good match. It was a big fight sign for all four men in the ring, and it kind of led them to do stuff like that, but it just didn't plan out for them. Tanahashi and Moxley can't keep their control together. These two men will battle for the interim AEW World Title, and whoever wins the champion, whoever wins, become the interim champion, and they'll meet the AEW champion CM Punk in a unification match down the road. I guess Tony Khan need to just make it seem like, hey, I mean, script Punk of the belt. He wanted to be script, but he didn't want to do it. So, Tony Khan with his lazy booking. Lazy booking. This should be the AEW champion, if you ask me. Danielson, but Danielson's hurt. So, however that goes and stuff. So, we'll see. Big shocker and surprise was seeing Zack Sabre Jr. in a AEW ring. So he'll be having his match against whoever will come out there. And the debut of Okada. Okada making his debut. It was amazing and impressive. Also too, Eddie Kingston appeared. Someone was saying that he was being fat shamed, so I don't even know what's going on with that. He had to correct him, and I can't blame him. I mean, we don't know what folks go through and what folks eat, so yeah, we got to take the time for not fat shame folks and labeling folks what they want to be labeled, unless they want to be labeled. But work on that, people. All right, They're gonna end the pro wrestling show. It was a quick pro wrestling show. We talked about everything. I don't know. I mean, Forbidden Door, it really doesn't have no appeal to me, to be honest. So I'll see. We probably might do one during the SmackDown Ring Report because it really doesn't need a. It's just a super show, if you ask me, between AEW and New Japan. Many folks don't even know who New Japan Star. I know who they are, but some folks may not. So we want to give respect to that. Well, we're gonna end it with that. So for me, being Kendrick Dick, saying so long. We'll see you for the SmackDown Ring Report and the AEW Ring Report, as well as might have the predicted outcome for Dynamite. With me being Kendrick Dick, saying so long. Thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show.